1521. Flame.
Healing waves flowing out of Merseyside. That was the vision from God in 1989. Flame Radio started in Birkenhead in June 2000 for a 28-day trial burst, and we were encouraged to build studios in Bebington and take the opportunity of 2 months broadcasting per year, led by the Lord's assurance of a full-time licence eventually. I can still remember that quiet voice. Flame is going full-time. Tell me what you need. Our support built up. We learned broadcasting skills over the years, and we rejoiced when Ofcom offered us a full-time licence. It was for medium wave broadcasting, but this actually enables us to reach all of Wirral, most of Merseyside, plus West Cheshire and the North Wales coast.
Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Join David and Laura for In Touch every Tuesday from 12 noon.
And on a Thursday from 12:30.
In Touch.
With Live Today.
Hey, turn your lights down low.
Oh yes, turn your lights down low.
And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Our key purposes, according to our Ofcom licence, are to provide radio services to the Christian community on Wirral and to strengthen links within that community, to improve local awareness to the Christian community and to build bridges to the local wider community, and also to increase social inclusion, welcoming involvement from people in our community in our broadcasting activities.
Here with all my friends. Oh, the first I see is Emma Louise. I'm here with all my friends.
Join Laura every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and every Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock for Laura and Friends. Join me for more music, Tilly Tuppence, Bible stories and much, much more.
We actually started round-the-clock broadcasting in December 2009 from St Paul's Road Mission Church. That's the church with a big text, John 3:16, on its side wall. That old building in St Paul's Road was involved in the 1890s revival days, and it now broadcasts that good news to nearly 2 million potential listeners locally via medium wave, and it also webcasts it worldwide via the internet. Radio is still popular, especially to people on the move. People find us by accident, appreciate our broadcast during the night, enjoy the music we play, and they like our speech content. Often these are people who do not regularly attend church. Whilst Ofcom has laid down the purposes for our broadcasting, in reality the Lord has laid down a higher purpose in the gospel statement of the Great Commission. I like that message paraphrase of Mark 16. Go everywhere and announce the message of God's good news. Announcing the good news of the gospel over the airwaves from our comfy studio is an opportunity I treasure, and I welcome people to come into our studios and also take that opportunity.
And he looks round and he thinks it's all marvellous. But this is not because it has changed. He has changed. He's now looking at it through new eyes. And what we've been trying to do in this series is to look at the teaching of Jesus through new eyes. And we've seen that the teaching of Jesus applies to all kinds of areas of life.
We have built up our skills, equipment and method over the past 14 years. The early days in Wirral Christian Centre didn't have a computer in sight. Now we have a good dozen of them working around the clock in Rock Ferry as our reliable helpers. Our early coverage was 5 miles from the Bidston Ridge on FM. Now we reach over 20 miles from South Wirral on medium wave. I have learnt that God's purpose is to maximise the number of people who can hear the gospel message over the radio, as opposed to having perfect music quality. And when people ask me the unanswerable question, how many people listen, I tend to say, and how many people read your church wayside pulpit? The answer to both questions is that we will never know. But I confidently feel that over 10,000 people have probably listened to Flame because, through our church contacts and our publicity, far more than that have heard about Flame. I am reassured by the feeling that every time I am sat behind a microphone, at least one person is listening, and that makes the effort well worthwhile. In the early days, we worked from the studio 7 days a week and 16 hours a day, and it was exhausting. Now, with computer-based automation, we can maintain weekday office hours in St Paul's Road and can control our broadcast remotely from home. We can even record and edit programs at home and transfer them over the internet to our studios in Rock Ferry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't care what he's been, we don't care what he's done. All we know is that we're happy to welcome that man again.
And it's Norman here. Till we get more volunteer presenters, I sit in the comfy chair and broadcast to you Monday, Wednesday and Friday lunchtimes. Monday, it's the chat room with a guest. Wednesday, it's that man again, nattering on but remembering to play some good music. Friday, it's me trying to do something different. And God is good, isn't he? All the time. We have built our own custom-designed studios in St Paul's Road. We call them the Green Door Studios, with that 1956 Green Door song sung by Frankie Vaughan in mind. That song has a lot of lyrics that reflect our activities. Don't know what they're doing, but they laugh a lot behind the green door. Wish they'd let me in so I could find out what's behind the green door. All I want to do is join the happy crowd behind the green door. We keep on saying that more volunteers are welcome to come and join us in this fun ministry, and whilst the song says, Green Door, what's that secret you're keeping? We believe that here is an opportunity for many people to share their personal experience over the airwaves. A secret to be shared.
This is an invitation to join me, Beryl Polden, in a programme of hymns and songs from a variety of church traditions. The programme starts at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and I encourage you to join me as we explore the richness of hymnody, which is ours to utilise in preparing ourselves to worship God for all He is and has done.
We built our own antenna in South Wirral. Wires in the trees for cheapness and simplicity and to avoid planning issues. Our powerful transmitter now has a cosy home, having spent its early life in Ireland serving UCB. Our radio expert is still amazed at how far the medium wave signal travels, down to Wrexham, out to Runcorn, and even the edge of Manchester and along to Llandudno. We now have 2 studios in Rock Ferry, so that while programmes are being broadcast, more programmes can be recorded, ready for filling the terabytes in our computers.
I am the fox. Who are you? I am me. Who is me? Me is a thief. So you bring your poor mother grease.
Always open my show. I love that song. I love the film, you see, Peter Sellers, After the Fox. It's a great film that Peter Sellers made. As I said, as the song was playing, my name's Anthony Jones. You're listening to Flame Community Radio, broadcasting live from our Rock Ferry studio.
Flame Radio is one of only 9 Christian community radio stations amongst 205 community stations on air. There are more Muslim stations on air than the Christian ones, and I think that's a shame. I believe that radio is a great opportunity of spreading the Christian message in the 21st century. And most of those community radio stations welcome people who are willing to provide faith-based programs like a Sunday Spot. And I've met and encouraged a number of people faithfully doing just that. Go everywhere and announce the message of God's good news. Come to our Flame studios and we will train you and enable you to do just that.
Hello, this is Vic Edwards on Flame Radio, and this is the Victor E Show.
I got the victory in me.
Some show. Glad to be with you this morning. Sure you're going to enjoy this time together. This is Flame Radio.
In 2011, 600 people on the local streets read a Bible verse as part of our King James Bible Anniversary project, a novel idea that won us an award. Our garden party at Poulton Hall in 2012 enabled us to meet old friends and to make some new ones. People come into our Rock Ferry studios to tell their story and talk about their project and their interests in our 60-minute chat room programme. As well as being broadcast on medium wave and over the internet, these programmes are also accessible via Listen Again, and that enables people's friends to listen in when they want to, and many do just that. We also major on local heritage topics, and we welcome people who are experts on a topic to share the interesting information they know about. We serve local churches and love receiving good recordings of church meetings for broadcast. We've done that for Passion for Life, for the Wirral Keswick meetings, and also for New Brighton's Come to the Light, so please keep us busy with more opportunities and more recordings. After our news broadcasts 3 times each weekday, we provide 5 reasons for thanking God. This is a good news slant, and so far we have broadcast 1,000 reasons. We're always happy to incorporate your reasons, and we have seriously committed ourselves to reach the 10,000 reasons that Matt Redman sings about in his popular song. Following the successful dramatisation of John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress, which we produced and broadcast in 2013, we can sell you a set of 6 audio CDs with these programmes on to make your long car journeys enjoyable. We're currently working on another dramatisation, John Bunyan's novel The Holy War, and we also include on-air other radio drama programmes. So here's an opportunity to local writers for their drama and stories to be broadcast on air.
We've got a very special friend with us, and when I tell you this, you'll know how special he is to us. Because he was on a cruise and he left his ship in Gran Canaria and he arrived in La Palmas Airport, a 3-hour delay by Iberia, and he was stranded in Madrid overnight. This morning he was up at 5 a.m. to catch the first plane to Barcelona. The Manchester plane was delayed for 2 hours, then 3 hours, then 3.5 hours, and then made a very, very, very brave decision to spend 78,000 pesetas, £320, to fly on another airline, and he arrived in Manchester today. What more can I say, ladies and gentlemen?
That's not really true. I've just come from Little Sutton.
I personally believe that radio will still be around when my grandkids grow up. With due respect to the politicians, none of the community radio practitioners I meet believe that the UK digital radio future will be DAB. It's generally acknowledged that the future is internet-based radio, and that's why we webcast via www.flameradio.org and also via our Facebook page, Flame Radio. Via the internet, we have listeners all across the UK, plus some worldwide. In nearly 4 years of web streaming, we've had 13,000 listener sessions, totalling over 10,000 hours of listening time. Perhaps that's a bit low because internet radio is still in its infancy, but it will grow.
Hey, this is Ruth Ann Pollard. Every weekday at 9 p.m, you'll hear me on Flame Radio bringing a much-needed youthful slant to Flame. Some days I'll bring you a Cross Rhythms Top 10 or Cross Rhythms Experience show. Other days it'll be my own choice of music and some chatty bits. I want you to enjoy the music, be inspired by the chat and follow my recommendation that you
wrap yourself in Jesus Christ, walk from darkness to the light. Wrap yourself in Jesus Christ, walk from darkness to the light.
That's Rap with me, Ruth Ann Pollard, every weekday at 9 p.m.
A major challenge now for the Flame team is a simple question. Do we ask for our broadcasting licence to be renewed for another 5 years from the end of 2014? This is a big decision to make because we need a younger team, we need more financial support, and we need to update our ageing second-hand equipment. We covet your prayers and regularly send out by email a prayer letter. We would also welcome some encouragement and feedback from you. Radio does not stop. It keeps going round the clock and is run by a small, tired team who are committed to the task. We hope you appreciate it, and we hope you will start to support it. We've pruned our broadcasting costs to the bone, but it still costs £4 an hour. We have a few kind supporters who put £5 per month into our bank account, and we confidently say that 500 such supporters would lift the financial worry off of our shoulders. So please, seriously, consider supporting us. It really amazes me that a simple team of people, with God's direction and help, have created and are running a professional, reliable radio station. And it's not just us that think so. A lot of people tell us that. Every evening when I make the Horlicks and turn the radio off, I pray that when I wake it will still be working. And it usually is. Thank you, Lord. So please remember that verse in Mark 16 which says, "Go everywhere and announce the message of God's good news." Everywhere we go, we hear the sound of a radio. Please help us use it as a 21st century means of sharing the gospel in the Northwest. Thank you.
1521.